So, my name's Master Monster, and I guess I'm here to discuss Comrades. This is I guess a as close as a formal review as you're gonna get from me. Um, I'm loving Comrades right now. Not everything about it. It's far from good right now, but I love the idea of what it's going to be, and maybe even the idea of where they could take it. Um, And that's going to be my opening statement here. Multiplayer for Xbox One is broken as fuck. Don't get me wrong, it's not impossible. It's just so damn tedious you end up wanting to play with AIs anyways. The initial load time for loading in to Comrades is not a really short load time. Shut up. Jesus. Chat speeches. I accidentally talk to him all the time. So the load-on time for this for Comrades DLC is fairly long when you exit the title and want to go back in. But if you're recently playing Comrades and you open up Final Fantasy and go straight back to Comrades, the load time can be somewhat shorter. Um, I only mention this because in order to get multiplayer to work right now on Xbox One, maybe, is you get your friends in party, you say, we're going to do this hunt. You have someone go, they go customs, they create the camp, and you can't do it, there's actually someone's here. We're going to try doing that just because we can. See if it actually breaks multiplayer or not. But you go into multiplayer with your friends in your party, you say, oh, let's do this mission. Um, Someone creates a custom game. You and your friends try, three other friends. Should be you and three other people because you can only play four. Try to go in that party, and there's a few things that could happen to prevent you playing together. I'm just kind of going over what happens because PS4 people, I don't think they have to. I'm not sure they have to deal with this. Um, okay, and see, this is one of the problems, but I'll get to this later. Um, uh, anyway, so I'm not actually with this guy. It's still unable to join, but he's showing me like I'm in his party. He's up on that roof. Yeah, he's up on the front part of this roof. Um, and that's where the Praktar is and everything. The game will crash when you kill Praktar. Not impossible. There's a lot of things you can do to increase your damage, especially on something that isn't going to fight back and is alone. Um, but that's a side note. So, again, I'm sidetracking myself. You can kill, the game will, first of all, multiplayer quick play doesn't work. Customs, when you try to set it up with your friends, you either won't be able to make the camp, um, the camp won't be made on your thing, and so you'll just have to retry. That's not that bad. Your friends will try to join you, like I tried to join this guy. They won't be unable to join, but they will be listed in the party. In this instance, you'll be trapped until your friends disconnect the menu, and let you either. And then once they disconnect, once the people trying to join you disconnect, I'm basically trapped this guy here. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this, but I basically trapped this guy here. Um, once they join and they're unable to join and it shows them joined like this. I have to pretend I'm rogue and it says Master Monster in my party, but he's not on the roof with me. Um, because he was unable to join. They're trapped up there. That's one of the things that can happen. Another thing that we've noticed happens is you're in the party and you get on the roof and then you go to load in the game, and an AI will show up. The person loading in, their screen will go black, and the AI, it'll show a picture of their face with the AI, and the AI will either be missing or just be his player icon over an AI, a default AI. Um, and so there's that, and then and there's a couple other instances that happen. Um, you can also just sometimes you'll just disconnect from the server completely, and that's what happens with quick play all the time. Um, but it's mainly that issue of just not being able to connect with your friends, not being able to quick play. Um, you can't put friends only. For some reason, when you do friends, you can't join it, so you have to do open. I'd say then, but then you'd get people you don't want. But you're lucky if you can get more than one friend, if not two friends and three friends. We've tried, all three of us. We all tried doing it, and two of us got in, and one of us did not. It said unable to connect for one of them. So I want to say it's completely random, but there's nothing really to it. Nothing I've noticed how to get it to connect better. The only thing we know is once it says you're unable to connect, if you go back to this title screen and reload, sometimes you can get to work, but that takes it's time. You're not playing the game. You don't want to wait on that stuff. But so this is the number one. That is the number one problem they need to fix for their Xbox One players. There's a few other glitches. Let me show. I can actually show you the mission that's broken because I don't have it unlocked, but I have it open on the map. This particular mission will break the entire Comrades DLC, and you'll have to delete all your Comrades save file if you try to play it multiplayer. You have to play it solo. That's one of the game-breaking glitches, and literally game-breaking. The Tech Actor one was another one I listed, but it just crashes your game. Honestly, I think they should, in commemoration of the glitch, they should give you something when you kill Practar, maybe a Cactar needle or something, or a squeaky hammer. I don't know. I wouldn't want that actually. Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other glitches I know of. There's probably tons of stuff, that people have found. Um, but those are the most noticeable and most game-breaking glitches. The Practar one's just easy to avoid. Just don't kill Practar. Um, so let's get on to the improvements. I've been taking notes here on things I've noticed they can improve on. So we're just gonna go to sets weapons. We're gonna start off with the weapon crafting system, which is it's a very nice system. I like it. It's different and it's just I like doing it. If you see here, it requires a little bit. It helps when you go on the wikis and look what you need to actually level up. Not because you need to, but if you have extra XP left over on your leveling system, as you can see, my my Raphamoria spear or polearm, I should say. If you see the white bar, it's orange now, but it will become white when you max it out, kind of like this. And I need to upgrade the HP stat, which is very odd, but there's a few of them actually that need that. And then you get and then it'll upgrade to the next level. And there's some weapons that don't upgrade to next level. Dancing daggers, if it doesn't have a bar, it doesn't upgrade. It's hard to tell with the white gleam, but there's actually a white bar on these Imperial blades. You buy them and they'll automatically upgrade when you hit 30 to some golden blades. These parrying daggers are daggers I worked through the original dagger set and upgrade these out fully. You're required to have a minimum of 40 or 45 faith and a minimum of like 50 vitality to get these to parrying level or something like that. And once you get them to the parrying dagger level, you can upgrade however you want. With the last, I think you get 20 levels. I could have put anything on here, but I want daggers to be used for focusing down a vulnerable enemy. So that's what I did. I could have. I can't. Which I wanted to talk about this. That second slot, you can't change that. Can't change that at all. It's locked on some of these. There's when you go to upgrade stuff, all the boosts are on the left side. I couldn't help but notice that I guess you just gotta like unlock it through upgrades. But I'd love to be able to put maybe a different set of stats, maybe not the same ones, but have different sets of stats that I can put on the right. That way, because it can buy something like the Rephamoria, not the Rephamoria. There's some of these staffs. This one had a No, that's not that one. Shit, this is a fully upgraded lance, by the way. I failed with the heavy lance, but I decided to keep the heavy lance. I don't know why I decided to keep it. It does have a better second, instead of sidestep, it gets crusher. Um, but I don't like not being able to change the second stat. I mean, sure, sidestep's a cool, like, little evasive thing. It kind of works in with my tank build, because I'm planning on having this tank that just eats damage and can just kind of be going around and just dishing out damage. Not heavy damage, but just doing stuff. Um, but the second stat there, I love to be able to put second stats, and I've talked too much about this. Um, the when you, I want to see if I can upgrade anything actually. 'Cause I want to do that. Dancing daggers. These are just oops. These don't have an upgrade, so you can upgrade them however you want. We'll just do one thing. Crit chance. Jeez. I guess we'll do this. Alright, so you got the hard skill, you just don't want to put one, you want to put on the enchantment or whatever. So you do that. You upgrade your weapon, and then you want to go back and add more things, because you're not done yet. You have to go and do it again, and then you have to go through again. I'm not a fan of that. I feel like that's an unnecessary step to take me out of my menu thing. And I thought like so I want them to kind of go through and fix that. It's not like a glitch or anything. It just seems it's just really annoying when you have like a bunch. Maybe I want to do the Lucium carbs as well for the stats that can come with that. You're not always doing them for the enchantment. Sometimes you'll go, oh, I want the Lucium carbs, but I want to keep my rush boost. I want the last chance boost, not the rush boost. And you'll just do it for the stats they provide. Some things provide a lot of stats for the XP they provide. Some things don't provide too much stats at all. There's also sort of stat boosters and things and enchantments, but maybe you only want to use one. Like the antique coin, I had to put it on like twice because I messed up, but I kicked back out. And I don't like being kicked back out when I'm upgrading. And another thing, when you're upgrading, when you're actually trying to fill up one of these bars, god damn it, try to find one with an actual bar that I haven't filled up, like this. Even though I can't upgrade, but when upgrading these stat bars, I'd like to be able to just put in multiple. I mean, either one of these could be a good, to be honest. Either let me put in multiple at a time and then take me out, or so like I'd like to be able to put in like the Lucian carb scale, it's a rusted bits, and just see where the stats line up as far as the increase goes. Just be able to edit it like that. That way you can see, say you had a bunch of supplies and you wanted to just get this weapon out of the way. You want to get to level 40 or whatever, and you wanted to see if you had enough of the right stuff to increase the right stats, so you could upgrade it to its next form. And then you could put, instead of putting the items in there at once, you could put them all in at once and see if you hit that stat requirement of 50 vitality and 40 strength, or however much it's going to be here. And that'd be nice too, because when you what happened with this is I said, oh, okay, let's upgrade this, and then I was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it because I didn't know how much it was gonna take, and I was putting some odd ones in too, but yeah, I just didn't know. I just couldn't put them in and be like, okay, I got this. And just something to make upgrading a little bit more less of a hassle, quicker. So we don't have to wait on teammates to upgrade their new weapon or whatever, going back in and back out. 'Cause I've done that before. Um, someone else in my party mentioned a loadout system, just because your everything transfers over except your character level when you make a new character. And if you want to make a new character, maybe you want to be a female, maybe you want to do a different build. Um, you have eventually you'll have all these weapons for all these different builds if you're getting really into it. Something I can see too. I'm already into it right now. I'd be more into it if there was actual multiplayer, working multiplayer, but that's beside the point. Once they get the multiplayer working, people are gonna get into it. And loadouts for characters, or either loadouts attached to character profiles, or loadout that you can swap that are characters. That's really what I want to see as well in the future after they fix the multiplayer on Xbox One. Um, I don't know if what's up with the PS4 multiplayer. Let me know. Um, but definitely a loadout system if you want make it so that you can name it and set up items and. Um, I mean, it's not too hard to ask that I can come in here, go into gear, and then maybe have a button off to the right that would change around my Royal Sigil and the 4 weapons I have equipped. Maybe if the weapon was loadout, if you want to sell that particular weapon, this weapon's part of a loadout, are you sure want to sell? And then there's something that go with the loadout thing as well. By the way, this is what I'm using right now at my spear. I have to remember that. It's something you gotta do. You gotta remember. I keep forgetting my spear has a protect spell on it, which I can use help protect my allies from damage as well as myself. Um, so that's the loadouts, and then with said upgrades, I have something I wanted to mention before I started talking about this, but it was too late. I'd already started getting into it. Store items and when you're upgrading stuff too. Uh, I'm sure I haven't found nearly as much treasure as I'm able to find. There's still a lot of things I haven't killed, but I imagine you could be sitting with well over 100 unique items in your at a time if you're not using it all up on your upgrades. And sorting through all that to find the right stats would be kind of annoying. It would be really nice if we could go in here, say I wanted to upgrade my Rephamoria, and then put, because there's nothing I can press here except Y to see better stats, press a button and do sort by stats, and maybe so it lines up by stat wise and just like what they give. Um, maybe a search system rather than a system. Search for items that give HP increased stat. Search for items that boost strength, vitality, elemental resistances. Because when you're trying to level up particular stats, you want to be able to look at everything that levels up. You don't want to go through, scroll 5 things down to find this thing. Scroll 10 pages down. Maybe one's at the top of the page or one's at the bottom. You want to be able to look at everything in front of you and see and plan out how you're going to upgrade your weapon. Because a lot of times there'll be things that get up. You need vitality. Other things that could be vitality and strength, vitality and faith. You want to see, well, what else am I dipping into? Do I want to just go into this? Will I be able to finish off the upgrade path on this to get the next version? And that helped with that a lot. What else? Oh yeah, just story-wise, I haven't played through it all, so I don't know. I know what's his name over here has popped in with a lot of information on Angel Island and Noctis's boat. Don't let anyone tell you there isn't story to this. It's not a storyline so much as it is lore details. If you haven't watched Kingsglaive, you're even more out of the loop than what you should be as far as what the glaives are and stuff. You should definitely watch the Kingsglaive movie. It's actually a pretty brilliant. It's almost a lifelike animation. It's really great. But Libertarius brings you in. Where's this little character bio? It's under info over here. Just as to talk about him. Libertarius and Libertus, whatever. He brings you in, and he just hasn't showed up since then. Now he might show up later on. I know Core showed up at the beginning, and he showed up later on as well. But I'd love to see more Libertarius. Lunafray is dead at this point, I think. Oh god, spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I just love to see Libertarius. He's the one who brought you here. It's kind of like, oh hey, and it's about the memories that the player is supposed to have. Come back to them. I don't see any of that happening. It's probably not even in here yet. Some random NPCs been asking me about memories coming back. He's like, oh, my memories seem to be fading me. Have your memories come back? I'm like, nope, still haven't seen that. You're right. My memories haven't came back. Um, so yeah, I'd like to see more of Libertarius. Um, it's him being, I think, besides this entrance about Nix, whatever his name is, Libertarius is the only other guy connected to Kingsglaive, except maybe, I think Core might have been in there as well, but it's the only really prominent figure connected to them. I like reading up on these too. It gives a little bit additional information about the characters in here and what they're doing now, as well as the documents that you'll eventually pick up. Most of these are actual information about things. I got one on the Royal Vestal, I think, after talking to Talcott. Um, but there's like some nice little, these are just basically your lore right here. This little lore tab, and I'd like to see more on Libertarius just in game, maybe even on missions and stuff. I wouldn't want to play as him, but I definitely want to see more of him. I kind of view him as the face of the Glaives. Of course, Mander and stuff, but he more has a place with Noctis than in the Glaives. Um, we, for right now, that's what I mean. That's how I feel about him, at least. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. And then the another thing I've noticed is a lot of people are asking for over the forums. I guess maybe with PS4 because multiplayer actually works on there. They want a party system. So when you go in here, you have your friends. You all group up. Maybe as you see when I'm down here, when that glitch happened, it showed him in the corner down there. Maybe half the people in the party in the corner, and I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily want them running around in my world because they couldn't, walk around. And maybe they don't have certain people unlocked, like the trading guy down there. And buying things in my world would be weird because they wouldn't have everything unlocked. So that wouldn't work, right? But some sort of party, at least something where we can stay grouped up, even when we back missions. So we don't have to say, okay, now let's all group up again and go do this mission and so forth. Um, um, more mini games is something else I've just thought up on the fly. The mining mini game is nice, but how cool would it be? Chocobo race your best friends in Final Fantasy. You're already able to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't been near Wiz's outpost. It's gonna take me a while to get there. This map is the same as the other one, so Wiz's outpost is about here. Trying to get through to Golden Key down here. I've played a lot of. This is a lot of gameplay right here, guys. A lot. I won't call it farming. It's a bit of farming, but most of this was just kind of this exploration too. Um, you might not think there be much exploration with a game like this, but kind of going to nodes. This node across here could lead me over here maybe. Um, one of my friends looked it up, and I don't want to look it up, but apparently this is worthless. Um, apparently there's something that pops out. At least that's what he told me. I'll believe it for now. But Wiz is right around here. Maybe there's chocobo races here. Maybe you can't even get here. Maybe you'll and like down. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't explored there. I don't have the energy to explore over there right now. But I'd love to just be able to go over there and do that. I need one chocobo race. I don't know. They're chocobos, guys. You can get a chocobo for pretty sake. You can trade in items to get a fucking chocobo, as well as a mogul outfit. Somewhere else, I've been told. And me and my friends basically want to. When multiplayer starts working, we want one of us wants to dress up as Kenny Crow, another one wants to dress up as and someone else wants to dress up as a mogul. I want to say maybe they make another suit so there's 4 of them, so you could legitly have a army of mascot people. If Comrades had linked in with maybe the Eagle uniform, that would have been cool. But maybe they throw that in later. I don't know. That's just something to think about. Um, but outside of mini games, I think it'd be cool to have like a small little paid for DLC multiplayer PvP, just like a one-on-one or a 2v2, just kind of not really for anything. Well, maybe for stuff, but then people would get salty if they got destroyed or something. Maybe just for fun, just for fun, multiplayer with friends. Um, you know, maybe. By the way, this angry taunt's really funny. But for multiplayer, just I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun as hell to spar off with your friends, maybe different locations and stuff. I I can't remember for the life of me where, but I saw a name of an outpost or a camp or base that it was grayed out. I don't know where though. Right now the supply the 4 major outposts. I don't know what happens after that. None of us do. None of us golden key. I have my 4 friends that play the Doc too. Maybe you unlock more. I'm talking from the game with a few hours in. Most people dropped the controller when they figured out they couldn't play multiplayer. Me and my friends keeping on, as Wiz would say. Or spar mode. Um, I wouldn't want to see it anytime soon, just because of the problems. I wouldn't want them to focus on it. But if we can fight Gladios, if we can fight, Ignis, there shouldn't be any problem with us fighting each other, or maybe on the bridge. And to give them something to add up there. It's pretty. It's a lot of empty space up this way. They could definitely add in a bunch of stuff over here. Um, Maybe more mini games. Maybe a dart throwing contest if you could queue up with people. I don't know if I said this when I was mentioning the party systems, but you need some sort of voting system, or maybe just have the host control everything. Um, just that's how you'd have to do it. If people couldn't actually be in the world with you, this little outpost, maybe maybe have a maybe make a set of quick chats that say, oh, I want to do mini games, I want to do this, for the people without mics. Um, I'm looking at my list here. So with the missions you do,
Here, have a look.
people have been not wanting to go back. Is it back out? No, people want to do parties. Um, the party system, so when they back out of the mission, they can go do other things with the same party. But on the same flip of the coin, um,
A fine choice. I
I'd
shouldn't say much
love,
more.
I'd love to just be able to eat my food at the camp and then retry the mission, retry if I fail, and replay if I succeeded, get my items, and then go back and replay the same mission. This Treant one, I'll tell you in particular, drops a lot of good defensive items. The Treant branches or Zap, I think it's Treant Zap. Yeah, it's amazing. I think it gives you like +7 faith, which is magic defense, and like I think maybe HP or something. It's crazy insane. And I'd love to just come in, retry the mission, and maybe go back at it. Um, Maybe to balance it out, maybe make them I don't know, maybe just send them back to camp, rest at camp, and then go back at it, go back again. Or maybe just skip the camp completely and just give them all items and make them retry from the very beginning and just give them random items. I don't know. Do something so we can just go back and go back at. So we don't have to spawn in the base and then re-queue, load up that, and then re-queue again. Um, and then we just stop retrying and return back to Lestalem when we're done farming for however much stuff we need. Um, so that's that. AI improvements. That's something I didn't write down. the AI is capable enough, but the AI for on the defense missions is severely. I think the devs should change around the AI on defense missions to actually split up between one should follow you and help you attack whatever target you need to attack, and then I think one should also besides following you, the other one should go to the other side. You know, have some AI programming in place so that the AI don't all follow you to one side. It's an extreme problem with all the defense missions suffer terribly from it. And you just basically count on the AIs, or basically being able to power through the enemies. The level 4 Comrades mission is the hardest mission, even close to that level, that you can even get, and it's basically just because the Marasmus, like, the AIs don't pursue them nearly as much as they should. So it kind of just sucks. So yeah, that's the problem with the that and picking up food. I can kind of understand them not wanting the AIs to pick up food to a certain extent, but the AI should be picking up food when you have food. I got confused. It's kind of dumb when the AIs get knocked out, and you end the mission after barely surviving with 12 cans of meat on the ground. It doesn't feel nice that you would spend like a ton more time doing the mission because AIs didn't pick up food and didn't have any self life preservance. They'll heal you, they'll buff you. That's all nice. I don't have anything really to complain when it comes to that. But it's just that particular thing just doesn't feel good. Am I broken? Alright, I don't know what happened there. Oh, that thing died. What is he doing? He's holding it like it's a gun. What is this? Guys, we found a new glitch. What is this? I'm just holding O to auto attack and he was like holding a gun. What is this? You're not fucking Prompto. What are you doing? I don't know what that is, guys. That's just another glitch, I guess. Yeah. That's weird. That distracted me. What else? What was I talking about? AI? AI something. Something about AI. She blocked me. Thank God. I shouldn't have been in here. I had such a good train of thought. So yeah, AI life preservance. Oh yeah, and the AI. One thing I've noticed about bosses that make them hard to take down is the AIs when they get targeted with blocking attacks. They'll never put them into an actual warp strike combo state, which I don't like at all. I basically have to make myself a target for the big heavy hits, which is, you know, terrible, but I shouldn't have to like say, okay, here, hit me. I wish the AIs do a little bit of once again preservance with. I was trying to avoid that. A little bit of life preservance when it comes to blocking the big giant attacks that the enemies do. I'd like to see a little bit more cross combos. I can do them enough on the big enemies, but maybe design a few. Maybe not like Delilah. I wouldn't expect Delilah to block any attacks. She just sits in the back. She's like a Prompto. But maybe some of the more melee focused AIs, they even have the same. I'm assuming they have slightly different, you know, programming, whatever it's called, different styles. I mean, Delilah sits in the back and just shoots. She's obviously programmed to stay away from combat and just lean back and do her thing. Support, which is good. It's all right. So that's another thing. All right. Pressing Y doesn't extend to any MP when you don't hit something, when you don't actually warp strike. When Noctis does it in combat, it does. Not that I'm saying I want the game to be freaking hard, but if I do the warp strike, just press Y to warp strike, just to get out of an attack, I should have to pay for that that mana cost. What's the boy doing? Why are you jumping away? That's not your regular auto attack schedule. His auto attacks seem to be messed up. I don't know what's going on. Now that I'm actually using my katana, the katana's warp strike seems to be inaccurate. Really inaccurate. As far as if it hits or not. I've warp striked at kind of smaller enemies, like skeletons and goblins, and not hit them. And corrals as well, which some of them move around and stuff. It's alright. I'm not saying it should always hit, but the katana seemed to like that. He seems to stop short. I don't know if you noticed that. Like you try to warp into them, sometimes you just don't hit them. They'll stop like short like that. You'll miss them. Now he has a tail. I mean, I feel like I should have hit the tail on that one. Missed there too. You see what I'm talking about here? Sometimes he stops short with the warp strike. I feel like that's a programming error, maybe. Also, not exactly sure what he's doing with this. I guess this is the normal. I guess I didn't know the normal combo strike for this. No, he is just dumping around anyway. I'm a little bit confused at what the auto attacks are doing. I don't know if it's always been like that or what. So yeah, the warp strike on the katanas. I don't know, just this one or maybe the other ones as well. Not sure. But it ends short. So outside the missing replays, the last thing I have on my list out here is the results screen. Whoa, hello. Why is it blue? What's going on? This is another glitch, guys. No, it isn't. Where's the little thing that says? All right. Weirding me out. Okay. A thing. Trying to target the downed dude. Did he just die? Oh my gosh. Goes again, holding it like a gun. I guess maybe the precision lance is broken. I'm not sure. Didn't do nearly as well as I thought it would do. Okay, so the results screen, it seems to me like it's broken. Don't quote me on that, but well, not broken, but that's not what I meant to say at all. My bad. The results screen is uninformative as to what it actually provides you with. Finis, instead of saying finis, they should really say what it is I'm getting rated on. It looks more like a score screen, but it's not. It's to keep track of how much damage you've done, how much damage you've taken, how much healing you've done, and how many warp chains you did. Oh, I did put him in warp. That's weird. Okay, the warp strike is not working very well either, I guess. It's the first time for that, though. Um, there's supposed to be a warp bar. Did you get him? Alright, he's dead. Let's see here in a sec what I want to talk about. I was hoping to kind of talk about things until I got to the results screen, so, um, I'm also not quite very, not, one of my friends were rather weren't a fan of the only a minute for people to join your game. Um, maybe they think you should be able to sit there for as long as you want, like when you're waiting in camp for people. You can hopefully maybe sit there forever, or sit until your teammates are able to connect, rather than wait a minute and then press retry. Um, so maybe you get rid of the timer on that. Okay, this is the results screen, and it's broken. Okay, but Venice is how many times you've warp striked. Um, maybe I was broken. I don't know. Support's healing. Defense is how much damage you've taken, and offense is damage dealt. I wish they just changed that to what they mean rather than offense. We're not getting a rating. We're not getting any XP boost based on our rating and how well we did. So there's no reason to really list it like that.
Let's dig in.
That's amazing. Thank you. Um, and other than that, I think they could include some. If they're gonna show a true result screen of who's doing what,
Against
um,
quite therapeutic.
as a build, or when you're making your build, maybe you don't focus on dealing damage. Here's the stuff I wanted. So maybe put in some additional information in there, so it's an actual result screen. And I don't know, maybe let people pull up last. It's not like a multiplayer shooter game, so they don't need to pull up the last results, but um, you know, show us maybe how many rescues we got, when people go in danger. Just some things to show how well people are being team players, how many rescues, how many buffs they applied, maybe number of maybe debuffs they applied to the enemy. You can weaken the enemy and stuff. Break it, how many times you broke enemy appendages. Maybe not that, though. That's really not needed, but how many times do you maybe put an enemy into a warp chain state? Some of these things that would tell people, oh hey, you're keeping an eye out and trying to, make things easier by healing people, or buffing people, debuffing the enemy. Um, when I first started building a character, I was building him around defense debuffs and poison debuffs and stuff. Kind of like a tank that just kind of gets in your face and then, you know, weakens you. Um, but yeah, I also really would like to know what these colors are. Some of them are red, some of them are white, yellow. I'm assuming it's rarity, but um, the white ones generally seem to be, anti-stat things. So I'm assuming they're not rarities, and the yellows tend to be spells, so maybe it's a type. Um, but I have no way to know and if they apply throughout the character. I don't know if these like what does it do? Damage output increased by 2% with each consecutive strike, maxing out at 100%. Does that just apply to the weapon I put it on, or does that apply to my character in general? There's some things that I'd like cleared up. Um, I think that's about it, guys. I've said all about as much as I want to say, as much as I can say about this. I'm currently right now I'm just soloing. I do a few things with my team when I'm allowed it. And I'm actually just personally I'm keeping a track of farm locations, things I can farm for